because you're a beginner doesn't mean that you have to sound like one. If you've ever wanted to sit down at the piano and play beautiful, expressive music but don't know exactly where to start, this is the perfect place. If you stick with me to the end of this video, I'm going to show you a brand new, absolutely stunning left-hand pattern that when you put both hands together with this gorgeous chord progression in the key of C major, you are going to sound like a pro and be impressing your friends and family in no time. Hi, my name's Rebecca and welcome to my piano studio. I have a passion for teaching beginners all the things that you may never have learned from your piano teacher growing up, which was my experience. I could play really difficult things on the page, but then if somebody asked me to play the piano, I completely froze because I had no idea where to start. So this is a great place. This is a new left-hand progression that I haven't shared yet that is absolutely stunning. And as soon as you understand the pattern, it's going to be able to translate into any number of different ways of playing the piano. If you learned something from this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you know every time I upload new material. I'd love to know in the comments below if you've ever taken actual piano lessons from somebody in person before, and if that person ever taught you how to improvise, or if you're like me, where I kind of had to figure it out on my own, even though I had played before. Let me know. I'd like to know if I'm the only one.
So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the key of C major, and that happens between a C and a C. I love starting in C major because it's only white notes, so you don't have to worry about any of the black notes. Now, if we were to play the C scale, we would play every single note between C and then back down again like this. Now our ear can kind of understand what key that we're playing in. However, let's look at our chord progressions, and we're going to start out with just the triad form. And we remember that the triads mean three notes that are stacked on top of one another. So to find the first triad, we start on C, and then we go up three notes. 1, 2, 3. That leads us to an E. And then 5 notes in the scale from C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is a G. So if we put all three of those together, that's our first triad. Now we're going to look at the triad first, but then I'm going to show you this gorgeous left-hand progression. So this chord progression actually makes the left hand shine, which is what I love. So your right hand doesn't have to be complicated and crazy because the left hand is doing such a beautiful progression. So first we have our C, which is our number 1 chord. Then we're going to go to the 6th note of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and build a triad there. And that is our A minor chord, A, C, E. Then we're going to our 4th note of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is a major F chord, F, A, C, and then we're going back to C. So this is a really, really easy chord progression with only 3 chords total, and we're always beginning and ending on the C. And the reason why we always end on 1 is because it helps our ear to kind of understand what we're doing. So let's do that in order one more time. And I'm going to actually take it to middle C and show you what the order looks like. Okay, so we have a C chord number 1, to A minor number 6, to F major number 4, and then back to 1. So just kind of go through that. Make sure you've got it. Now I'm going to show you this beautiful left hand progression. Now this is going to start out with a representative chord, which is what I do for most of my videos because that's my favorite left hand pattern for beginners. But it has one added additional element to it. So what a representative chord is, instead of doing a triad form on top of one another, that can be kind of boring after a while, we're going to represent it with an octave. And then we're going to put that 5th down, which is our G, in the middle. Okay, so we have C, G, and C. But the interesting part of this is going to come when we start arpeggiating it, meaning that for this case, we're going to start at the bottom and go to the top. And then here's the new part. I want your hand to come over so your 2 finger is going to play the D. And then we're going to immediately go back from the top to the bottom. So it'll look like this. So feel that, what that feels like a little bit, so you can go slowly with it. And then back down. And then slowly pick up your speed if you'd like. Okay, then we're going to go to our next note, which is our A minor. So we're going to represent it with an octave and an E in the middle. And all we're doing is the same exact pattern where we're going from the bottom to the top, cross over with 2, and then go back down. So practice that a few times. Then we're going to go to our 4 chord, our F. It's F and F with a C in the middle. So we're going from bottom to top, over, and then we go back to our C. Now we're going to put both hands together at the same time, and we're not going to be intimidated by that because now we've worked on the left hand, so we've got that pattern down. And now all we have to do is put our right hand with it. So I want your right hand to be stuck in a 5-finger pattern. So we're going to put them on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on C, D, E, F, and G. And those are the only choices for now that we're going to stick with, okay? Anything in there. And then for each one of these chords, we're going to do it 2 times. So we're doing C 2 times, and then do it again, before moving down to the A minor. So let's give this a try. Both hands together, and we're going to just go very slowly. Here we go. Five fingers without moving might have been difficult, or you may have picked up on that really quickly. Either way, I want you to stick at the level where you are at before moving on. All of my videos start from simpler to more complex as we go along, so you just stop where you need to stop and practice before moving on to the next part. So after you have mastered the 5 fingers without moving in the right hand and this same pattern in the left hand, we're now going to make use of the entire octave. So now let's look at the key of C major and how we use the proper scale fingering in order to help us with the entire octave. First of all, I want you to look at the different notes between C and C. And when we get to a B, this is our important note because this is the only note that we're playing our 4-finger. If we're making our fingers different numbers, thumb is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the 4-finger only ever plays 1 note, and that note is the 7th of the scale. So that one is here. If you ever find your 4-finger playing any of the rest of the notes, it's wrong. Okay, so what we need to know is that we only have 5 fingers, but we have to somehow get from here up to here. And we do that by going underneath our hand like this. Our thumb is going to come underneath. So what we do is we're going to do 1, 2, 3. And then on the 4th note, we don't play our 4 here because 4 only plays the B. We're going to take our thumb and go under and then reposition our fingers. Okay, so watch that again. 1, 2, 3, thumb under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then to come back down, we're going to do the same thing, only in reverse. So we start with number 5 with our pinky, and we go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this time we're going to go over, and we're taking our 3 finger over to the E and then reposition our hand. 3, 2, 1. So watch that one more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over 3, 2, 1. So I would practice that a few times with the correct scale fingering. Go up and then immediately come back down. And I would do that a few times until it becomes nice and fluid like this. So now let's give this a try with our left hand pattern and using the entire octave. And remember, it does not have to be crazy and complex with our rhythms or with our notes in our right hand because our left hand is moving a lot. So if you only just want to hit a note here and there, it will still sound wonderful within the octave. Now you will notice that time that I did add a couple of other notes at a time, and that's our next step, is just to add notes together. So you can do 2 or 3 notes at a time. Anything within the C scale is going to sound wonderful. So you can make use of this octave to this octave or the higher one and anything in between. So this time where we're adding just a few more notes with our right hand in order to fill this out just a bit more.
That left hand pattern is one that I absolutely love. It's nice and flowing and sounds rich and beautiful, but it's really not all that complicated. Let me know in the comments below if you plan on trying this or if you've ever tried a similar pattern in your left hand. If there's anything else that you would love for me to dive a little bit deeper into, let me know in the comments below. I would love to help you out with that. We can see if we can make another video that would address those problems in the future. Until then, I want you to keep practicing, and I will see you in the next video.